Okay, enough dice talk.
Uh-oh.
I slammed the D20 down. You heard that.
Okay. It's very intimidating.
Enough.
Enough. We want to get to our affiliates and sponsors, so let's get started. Because we have some cool, fun, new things that we announced this week on Twitter. So if you missed it, we have not one but two new affiliations for Waffles Maple Syrup, which is incredibly exciting. So to share that briefly, we are now affiliated with some really cool folks like 1985 Games. They make all sorts of really cool, innovative gaming products with the gamer in mind. So go check them out. You can go to 1985games.com/wafflesmaple. If you use code wafflesmaple at checkout, you get 10% off your entire order. They make really cool things like the story beat cards. I forget the official term for this product, but they're super cool, super useful, where there's a deck of cards that help you. Deck of stories. Thank you so much. You even have it. It's gorgeous. And it's really useful to just kind of like, if you need that inspiration, if you need that something to kind of get you going, they're really cool. So go check out their stuff. Also, we have the Crafty Gamer. Crafty Gamer, you can check out, makes really nice, neat even, adventure scented candles. So let's see. It's, what do they have it here? They called it Aromas of Adventure. Tabletop inspired merchandise, including like laser engraved coasters and all sorts of really cool things. We're also super excited to say that the Crafty Gamer is sponsoring this episode alongside the wonderful AlchemyRPG. So thank you all so very much for your support. Y'all, these dice are gorgeous and there's amazing. I wish we haven't they haven't invented what is it, smell-o-vision yet, where you can like give this to y'all, be like, smell. This is our favorite one. They have 16 ounce, 8 ounce, and 4 ounce, I believe, waffles. Yep. Is that correct? Perfect. This one's Archipelago. I highly recommend it. It's citrus, honeydew, melon, violet, and oak moss, and I've been literally using this while I work like every day, so it's great. And I have the other ones here as well. So this is the 16 ounce. There is the 8 and the 4 right here as well. We have, which ones? We have Forest of the Fae and Desert Oasis. They're all really, really good smells. I'm personally not a fan of like the really sweet or flowery ones that are overpowering, and none of these are, and that you can pick all sorts of really cool scents, but like Forest of the Fae is flowers, musk, amber, and moss. So like even something that would be very kind of like florally has really cool undertones. I don't know. I think everything that they've made so far has been really, really cool. So we got to try these 3 out, and you can look forward to maybe some more giveaways of those things. So if you're like, I don't know, you can just check around, because you might be able to win one. But also, if it's something that you want to check out, go to thecraftygamer.com and you can use code WafflesMapleSyrup for 10% off your order there, and go support them as well. We appreciate all the love. So thank you, AlchemyRPG, also, for, as always, for the beautiful ttrpg platform and sponsoring of the show. Thank you, Crafty Gamer, as well, for your sponsorship. Means the world to us. And that's going to be it for right now, because we have a show to get to. So we're going to go ahead and hit that beautiful intro video and get the show on the road. See ya. Welcome back. Everybody pose again, as always. So, y'all, now that we're in uniform and ready to go, it's been a little bit, so let's think back. So where did we... It's been a while. Let's pick up where we left off, which is if I believe, where everything is calm, orderly, organized, and absolutely no chaos whatsoever, in the Waterleaf Bookshop. Does that sound right to everybody? Everything's great?
Sure.
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 Yeah, let's go with
sure.
that.
I think we already dispatched of some people that came in and tried to cause a ruckus. So
Oh, okay, yeah, everything's been handled already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And we won
Not
D&D, so... Oh,
Yeah,
no. Okay, never mind.
we won D&D. Not quite, no. So, if I recall, y'all took a look and wandered up from the docks over into this district, and the district of Esha, I believe, and you looked at some of the interesting shops around, discussed some kind business ventures with the lovely Arrow Keep. Right, Langston, you had a great time with that shopkeep with the bow and arrow
Yes,
place?
it was absolutely fantastic. I
Cool.
have never felt so loved in
Yeah.
my whole
You're
life.
just loved, respected, and absolutely not slimy at all.
Nope.
Great. You also had a interesting conversation with I forget what they call themselves. The apothecary. There we go. The apothecary down the street, and where you had somebody kind and a little bit more welcoming. But then you went and completed what you needed to do, which was go to the Waterleaf Bookshop and tell Fawn Lee that you retrieved her dearly beloved book that was stolen from her. Well, very grateful, very happy. She got asked to just have a word with her assistant, Mayfair. I call her Mayfair. I think it's Mayfire. I'm going to pronounce things my way, so deal with it. And so she stepped to the side and let you guys have basically free reign of the bookshop to take a look around. Y'all learned of some interesting things, but the one that I would like to denote and to point out one more time is, I believe it was in the newspaper, that a piece of information regarding that apothecary, the Salty Rose apothecary, in particular, Endia Smithness, who is the individual who runs that apothecary, was mentioned in regards to the Merquois situation in one form or another. I believe, was this you, Hex, that read this?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, cool. So just wanted to denote that. But as they came back from their little side discussion and having looked around, you were also very rudely interrupted, as through the door, immediately making a mess, were 3 Siren guards. 3 members of a Siren detachment.
Sorry, did you say spear and jerks?
Yeah, that's... Oh, sorry, did I mispronounce that?
Yeah. Sorry, it was weird.
Spirin jerks, who broke through the front door and immediately began pulling books off shelves looking for something. As they approached and stepped forward, Fawn Lee, maybe instinctually, maybe just without thinking, goes to protect that book that she had finally gotten back into her possession. And that's enough to set things forward in motion, as I would ask you all to roll initiative for me.
Woo.
Oh, are you
We
going to do
in it.
that? Yeah, you're... Yeah,
I can, but I like saying roll initiative for me.
Oh,
It's
that's great.
more
Yeah.
satisfying.
It is.
I just got
How-
scared that I couldn't remember how to do it, but then I was like...
How
"Oh,
do you roll initiative again?
I actually have it set that I do it for you.
Oh, okay.
So you're good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So how do I roll?
Hands
initiative?
off.
I'm going to
But-
minus 20 initiative for K.
Whoa, minus 20. See
While
you next
I
month,
love
Kay.
rolling dice, I love when VTTs allows the DM to roll for everybody because
Yo.
it allows us to jump in faster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Fair enough.
I'm into it.
But where's my delay tactics of just being like, wait, hold on, let me, roll initiative, let me,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Look, that's like a common thing that I used to try to do, But then your players are just yelling numbers at you while you're trying to set up the board, and it never. You have to go
Exactly.
back and be like, "So what did all of you have?"
Yeah.
One more
That's
time.
fair, fair.
Yeah.
By the way, Syrup, I got a 15.
Thanks so much. Why don't y'all yell at me your numbers while I delay for more time? Please go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I actually need to set up my initiative better
What? Didn't
because
roll.
Herringons have like I get to add a bunch of stuff to my initiative,
Inish.
Oh,
which
I
I'm,
mean, you
which
have
I'm pretty
like
sure I
6
don't ever
bonus.
do.
Langston
Well,
isn't in here.
I rolled
Yeah, hold
a
on.
12. Oh wait, no. Langston, no.
Langston.
He
Langston.
died so young.
He left to go talk to that shopkeep again.
We look
Listen.
back and
Oh, he did-
summoned
no, he
spell
did not.
keeper.
Off he went. Guess never to be
She
seen
was
again. It's unlucky.
rude.
He's taking aim.
One day when we're kings of this town, she'll be dead, and I'll own her lands,
Oh,
and I'll
that's right.
salt the earth.
You super hated her.
Listen, did Syrup's review include that I hated her and that I got a cool romance novel? No, but those were subplots, and they were
Yeah.
just fine that way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot the all-important romance novel that
It's
will
called Heist of the Heart,
definitely.
and it's a bestseller.
It's a bestseller. Amazing. Okay.
I
Well,
don't have the option
Why
to
don't-
roll it unless you bring it back up. So
it's not. I don't even see you or the option to add you, unfortunately, currently. So even if I go in game and I go looking for the people that are here, you are just not listed, unfortunately.
I see
You
Langston.
don't exist. Which is fine, because what we'll do instead is just go ahead and roll initiative for me. Just roll whatever that would be, and we'll fit you in somewhere.
We'll figure
We'll do
out.
it.
We're doing.
And I'll forget multiple times, and you'll remind me multiple times.
We're doing
It'll
it
work.
live.
excellent.
that
Nat
a-
one.
That one.
Okay, cool.
You're last.
Cool,
We'll fit
cool,
you in
cool,
at the
cool, cool.
end.
Great. That's why you're not on here. You rolled so well, you just didn't quite make it on there.
He rolled right off the sheet.
Amazing. Okay,
If it-
so
Not just because it might matter and someone might die, I'll bring it up. Fawn Lee rolled lower.
Amazing.
you know what?
Uh-oh.
She did, but that also tracks. So, yay for Langston.
Well, we'll
Yay for
remember
Langston.
If she does die, we'll remember her fondly.
See,
Oh,
that's a
God.
pun. That was a pun.
You're welcome.
That
Internet.
was indeed a pun.
See,
All right, I'm back in. No.
I'm back in it. Hold on, let's break the fourth wall. Audience. Here's a pun. And we're back in it.
Let's set the scene a second, because they come in, and if you recall, they said, "We caught wind that you keep a certain book in your collection, a particularly blasphemous pamphlet spreading lies about our beloved prince. Do you value your life less than some concocted fable? You do realize if I find it, that's treason against the monarchy? Punishable by death, and I'll personally see to the job of running the king's blade across your throat, right here at your bleeding desk." At
Not very nice.
that, and Fawn moving instinctively to protect her father's diary, they go and launch forward to try to take it by force. One, as a reminder of who's here, there is two, what we'll call inquisitors, and who seem to be
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
nobody expects the Spirit Inquisition. All
The
right,
Spanish Inquisition.
and see, it's not complete without Monty Python references. But the Inquisitors seem to be perhaps a little bit more lightly, more nimble, if you will. And then there's one more heavily dressed, armored rather, who seems definitely more armored, more stronger, who is holding a pretty intense-looking shield. But you don't have to worry about him, because the Inquisitor is going to just kind of jump into the fray first. And he's going to try and aim, and go through to the back of the bookshop where Fawn had stepped out towards Fawn. So I would just to set kind of the scene, where between maybe about two bookshelves, Kay, if I recall, you were kind of near, you had stepped forward, or you were near the front. Is that correct? Wait, okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Hex, where would you like to be?
Where would I like to be? She wants to be at ranged. So once she sees things sort of like escalating, she's gonna try and get herself between two bookshelves and sort of like get her weapon at the ready.
Okay. So let's say you were kind of reading that newspaper in the back, like close to one of the walls, and you put it down and dropping it and taking a look. So you're going to be near the back wall. Locke, how about you?
I think, if I remember correctly, I was just like up in their faces. I think I was like, just like, yo, nope, not cool. And
Cool.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
So, Locke,
you
you're-
picked off initiative.
I think I did.
Oh, potentially. My bad. It's been
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's been a long time.
So kind of stepping into one side of the door will be Locke, and then kind of blocking the way through like the two little like corridor book cases, maybe we'll say, is Kay. And then Langston. Hex is kind of head near the back. Where are you?
Wasn't I like searching around the counter and the books
You
and stuff
were.
like
You're
that?
gonna be the back by Fawn's desk.
Yeah.
You're probably closest to Fawn and Mayfair as they step out, though.
Excellent. Great.
Perfect. Great.
This is great.
So, kind of originally going towards the back, it's. I think he's going to just turn and to the first individual that is in front of him, which will be Kay. So, where are we things? I'm not accepting these puns in chat. Thank you very much.
More puns. More puns. Do them.
Never.
Don't worry,
So-
I won't pontificate.
Kind of a punishment, wouldn't you say?
Okay, so guess what, y'all? Guess what? This attack's gonna have a +1 now, thanks to that.
Yes, consequences.
Pulling this wicked-looking mace forward without a second thought, and you see this K in a second, there is no hesitation. There is no concern for your life. There is no concern for any furniture damage.
No.
They don't care. And he's going to swing at you viciously for a 21.
I'll use the dodge reaction and add a +5 to my ace. No, I'm just kidding. It's-
Like, what?
I was
bullshit is
like-
this?
Literally, you had said that. I was like, okay, great, cool. What does that make your AC?
42.
So you're going to go ahead and take 5 damage.
Really not. That's a lot of damage for a level 1 character.
I'd rather not do that.
But you're not a level 1, are you?
Oh, I'm
you're
not.
level
You're right,
2
you're right.
now.
I never like.
I forgot to mention this.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all.
I
Is it okay?
no, I leveled up my character. I forgot to click like level 2 wherever you have to do that.
Oh, gotcha. But hey, y'all, surprised, they're level 2. I totally forgot to say that at the top of the thing.
You did it.
So,
Burying the.
so was it like a thing where like the spear and guards like show up and they're like, look at these little weak people, and then we're like, nope, we all kind of glow a little bit.
Yeah, you're all, you know that little shine that happens, and yeah, you all feel suddenly very stronger. You do feel maybe, coming from the streets, coming from the rainy cobblestone streets and the grayness, there is a warmth in here. The books, the coziness, the atmosphere, the light pouring out from this room and this shop does seem cozy, and maybe that does embolden you to an extent as you feel level 2. It's my
mist.
in-game. Yes. If I were
love
to,
it.
don't you know when you wake up in the morning and just feel like you've leveled up? It's one of those feelings.
It was just all of our birthdays simultaneously.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that they're gonna kind of close the distance on you. That's the action. Yeah, this is D&D. I don't have 3 actions. That's it. Kay, I believe you're out.
Okay, hold on. There we go. I did it.
I see what you did there.
All right. Cool. Okay, takes the hit into their chest, and is going to retaliate by swinging their fist. Their gauntleted fist at this person.
Okay. Clock 'em.
Clock them.
Let's go, baby.
Wait, work for me, please.
I have to say that I am looking at your character sheet though, and I'm looking at all the actions you have. And you know the actions that everybody has, like your club attack, your unarmed attack, your wink attack, your what hour of day is it attack, and are they jerks attack? I'm very curious to see what some of these commands are, but anyways.
I rolled 21
Ayo.
Well,
baby.
heck.
for
All
7
right.
for 7 metal damage.
Oh.
Not really, just bludgeoning damage.
Is that full metal
Full
damage
metal
or
damage.
is that brotherhood?
Full metal damage. Got
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Don't worry, we're playing on alchemy.
There it is.
Yeah, no, this is great,
was
guys.
great.
This is great.
But it's the
This
lost
is-
druid, and they can't wear full metal.
That is true. Oh man, this is just a.
Is there
a
anything else you'd like
compounding
to do, Kay? As he
Jesus, Dave,
takes,
Jesus. All right.
um,
I'm taking us
7
down the
damage.
road. I'm sorry.
I love this so.
Listen.
Yeah, actually. No, not yet. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Ooh, okay.
I'm good. That's it for K.
Okay. So a gauntleted hand
Okay.
comes up and clocks them. I mean, straight in the face.
Wait, I'm sorry. D&D rules question. If you don't have like 2-weapon fighting, you can like bonus action attack with your offhand, right?
You
Yeah.
can, but you can't add your modifier to the damage.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so Kay's gonna swing around with the other hand, just a little 1-2 punch.
You have
Or
to
is it
recite a
proficient?
Kind of
limerick.
just backhand.
Yeah, so like she came across with the metal gauntlet, and then she's gonna like, we'll say the elbow like follows it, and she's trying to catch him with a little bit of the elbow as well.
Sure.
11 misses probably.
Yeah, so the gauntleted hand, which does a significant amount of damage, like smashes into his face, and as you try to kind of like follow up, it's actually one of those things where he's like clutching his jaw and dodging down that you do kind of just miss. You don't account for that extra movement. That's your turn. Locke, you're
Hey.
up, and Hex, you're on deck.
Okay, so two questions.
Yes.
How close are these idiots to the door? Not my friends.
They
the bad
filtered
guys.
in. They filtered in to the store as a whole, so nobody's like outside. The door is not open anymore. So I will say one is still the beefy one is there in the doorway.
In the door. Oh, perfect.
One
Okay, perfect.
step
perfect.
forward to engage with Kay, and one is kind of turned to the side, looking towards you.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you. Then what I think I would like to do, I think what Locke would like to do is two things. Kay still seems pretty engaged with these gentlemen or people, gentle folks.
Yes.
That you Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna like start to like hop up, and like right when I get next to Kay, I'm gonna like turn, look underneath my hood, and you probably can't see it because the hood's in the way, but I'm gonna like wink at you and like kind of just like punch you in the shoulder a little bit because I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on you as a bonus action.
Ooh.
Which now you have another +2 to your AC, and if you're sticking in that fight, you're gonna need it.
That brings me to 26 after my reaction.
Hell yes. So let's get that tank even tankier. And then what I would like to do is I would like to run. Locke's not a very big boy. But I want to try
He's
and
bun.
run.
He's a bun.
He's a
boy,
little
not big
bun
boy.
bun, but I do have feet, which are kicking feet, and I want to try and knock this the big dude out the door and close it. I want to try to like run up and like shove him or kick him or push him, whatever you feel is most appropriate. I also have weapons I can hit him with if that would work, but it's up to you.
So the door is closed behind them. You could definitely kick them through that door, though, if you would like to.
That actually sounds a lot
Okay.
cooler than what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get some property damage up in here, y'all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
go for it.
All right. So I'll just make a shoving attack, which I think is
Sorry.
just my strength. Which
And
is-
you're not going to the one. You're going to the armored one, right? The one that's sitting
Yeah.
right in front of the door. Okay.
he seems like a threat,
Yeah.
and I don't like him being in this place. So I forget this. A shoving attack is just I make a strength-based attack, and they can make a dex or a strength-based save.
I'm
Yep,
going
you
to
can
just
do
let.
athletics, and then they basically use dex or athletics too.
Got it. Okay. So then I will do this right here. Do the check. A 23 to push this boy through the door.
I'll go ahead and make an athletics check in exchange.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. You won't.
Yeah, do it,
Well,
coward.
I
said that
do
to
it,
not you. To
but
the bad guy.
that doesn't mean I do it successfully. You rolled a 9,
Hey!
which is quite the difference. So you go and just with what do you do? A hop describes this to me.
So yeah, so then like I guess flavor wise, like he runs up past Kay, sort of like nudges Kay on the shoulder, and Kay feels a little more metal. And then like I think Locke would like run up and just kind of like uppercut swing with his oar, and like you guys hear like the distant sound of like thunder as this dude just like goes flying 1,000 feet. Does that sound fair?
I think make it 2,000.
2,000.
So they get shoved back, and the door is kind of like wooden with glass panes in it, and you hear this crack as he gets shoved with his armor, his chain, chain shirt, back into this. You hear the wood splinter and the shattering of glass as they get pushed backwards. The door, not usually opening inwards, kind of breaks a little bit on the hinges, and he gets thrown back. It's going to go through that, so the door is absolutely broken at this point and is going to be kind of like just only shoved about 5 foot back out into the rain, basically.
That's fine.
And then he melts.
His armor's gonna rust. Yeah, I was hoping to be a Wicked Witch of the West.
No, that's a hex situation.
True.
Is that your turn?
I think that's all I can do. That was an action, bonus action. I sort of semi-moved, so now I'm just there, turning. That's it. Boom.
Great. Hex,
Awesome.
it's your turn,
So-
and then Spirit Inquisitor, you're on deck.
So there's a guy who was just pushed out the door of the shop.
There's another
and
one
then
still in there, and another one engaged with Kay. So there's one unengaged currently.
Great. So I am going to not try to get engaged today. I'm a strong, independent woman who wants to help her friend Kay. So she hears the thunder, and just a wicked smile starts to spread across her face, and she says, "Oh, we're doing storms now. I've got one of my own." And as a bonus action, she activates her Crimson Right.
Yeah.
She winces as she takes an amount of damage, which is 3. And she her eyes as she takes that damage begin to sort of crackle with black lightning, and that lightning begins to dance up the length of her bow, and she makes an attack against the one engaged with Kay.
I like it.
All right, that's
Whoa,
a 26
y'all are
to hit.
Yeah.
rolling.
Now that I've
Rolling.
activated my Crimson Right, I also get to add a D4 damage.
Oof.
Until I take
Are
a
you
short
sure
or
that
long
this
rest.
isn't enough damage, though?
It's not.
And it's a
You should
4.
I have 4 more.
Mm.
So, lightning damage and piercing damage.
Nice.
Burst forth from the bow and into the person engaged with Kay.
You see a twinkle in Lucky's eye at the sound of a lightning.
Crackle,
Lock,
zip,
dang.
zap, zop, baby.
Hey.
He actually
Rice
hasn't
Krispies over
bought me
here.
dinner yet, so we're not engaged. So.
Nice. Well, somehow Langston is on the initiative order now, by the way.
Heyo.
But as is Kay 3 times. We're doing good. So
Keep going.
first, however, is the second Spirit Inquisitor, who is not yet engaged with anybody. However, seeing his one friend kind of get ganged up on, passing through the other one, he's going to turn around after your aggressive actions, Luck, and try to swing one nasty looking mace your way. So it kind of closes this and turns around, and almost kind of like he was headed inwards to the shop, and he kind of turns back around and just kind of backhand slams you. Maybe we'll see.
We'll see how it does.
I haven't rolled. But roll good for me, Alchemy. You got me. Yeah, you got me. How's a 22 to hit?
That one's gonna hit. Yeah, that one's gonna hit real good.
Okay. And just kind of you feel it like back into your shoulder blade with 5 damage.
Ooh, all right.
How we looking? Doing good? Everyone's doing great, I'm sure.
I still have more health than I did when I was born, apparently. So we're doing okay.
That's progress.
We're gonna digest that sentence another time.
Yeah. It's all right. We're in the middle of a fight.
It's true. Now, you know what, for my ease, truly, less so for the initiative that you rolled, we're going to just say, Langston, it's your turn, because you're on here with the 7.
Langston.
Yeah,
I'll take moving up in the initiative order.
Yeah, I don't want to remember every time, so it's cool.
So there's one that was going after, what's her name?
Okay.
Mayflower. Fondly.
Oh.
Right?
They were kind of going in before they were interrupted. So nobody is probably the closest person right now is the one engaged with Kay.
Okay. In that case, then the one engaged with Kay, is going to get hit with a Hunter's Mark spell.
Hell yeah.
My bonus action. And then I am going to go and whack it in the face with a glaive.
Woo.
So you're closing the distance, basically?
Oh, yeah. I'm jumping over the counter, all smooth like.
So you are there. It's at the beginning, the very entrance to the shop. It's not the biggest place. I would say on the other side is Langston engaged. Otherwise, so you're a little bit tight. You could be to the side, so you're not going to quite be able to flank with this one, but you're right next to, basically, kind of doubling up with Kay.
Fine. Flank 'em, schmank 'em. I'm about to shank 'em.
Yes.
Not with an 8. I'm not.
No. You go over and one of the books that was just absolutely shoved off the shelves kind of trips you up a little bit. So that's not going to quite
wonderful,
hit.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Not bad.
that's unlucky. It's good too because there's like 11 damage, so no thanks.
My spell slot is used. There you go.
Oh, ouch.
Well,
Bye.
that's it. I don't have anything else.
That's it. All right. You know, you win some, like, initiative. You lose some, like, this. That's okay. Because you know who won't? I'm manifesting right now. The big beefy boy that got very rudely shoved outwards out of the door.
Rude. It was more just
Is going to grunt.
Isn't it more
In
of like
anger.
a compliment though? Because like we saw him as a threat.
Yeah.
So like no.
So you know what? He
And-
does kind of turn that grunt and then kind of looks in, and you see this one-sided like smirk on his face.
Uh-oh.
This is the one that
It's
did
all
the
right.
talking.
He's happy.
Locke, you're basically blocking this doorway.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's
By design.
going to kind of like shoulder in,
Okay.
hoist up a short sword,
Okay.
and kind of like you would, what's it called? Like charge the line of like, if this was like an army and everybody was like kind of charging forward, he kind of does that, but solo. And he
Okay.
goes try and just, he's not going to just hit you. He's here to move past you back into the shop. And
I'm
that
here to
sword is going to
not let
be
that happen.
clearing the way for him.
Got it.
Oh.
If I roll well.
We'll see.
Welcome, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders.
That's an 8 on the attack. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello, Raiders. An 8?
An 8.
Single digit?
Yeah, that's, I wish I could say 18, but it's just an 8.
18 still, like, fun fact about Locke, 18 still wouldn't do it. That's 18. Like, so... Yeah.
Rude is what that is, in my opinion.
Well, he was the one who broke the door, so he's rude.
Well, debatable, because I'm pretty sure you made him break.
I mean, I kicked him, but his body was the one that broke the door.
Yeah, this is we'll go to court over it. We'll debate later. But unfortunately, what he's going to do instead is. So he goes to try to do that, and then you're actually he misses. Whether that's to kind of dance to the side of the door, but he's going to take the opportunity to slide inwards, just to make sure that he can't get like shoved out of here or something like that. So he's going to just sort of rotate around you, stepping foot into the shop. He's not going to disengage with you. He's just going to kind of slide through there.
Very fun.
That's good. I was hoping he would do more. I really was. Kay, you're on here about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So you have 6 turns to go.
Okay.
Let's go, Kay. Kay.
As everybody knows, we never question Alchemy RPG. So whatever.
Alchemy. Yeah, absolutely. I will also just remind people as we're kind of in the middle of this, because I don't know if everybody sees the cool t-shirts we're wearing right now. Sorry, podcast listeners. But maybe for those that are interested, we are going to give one of these away later. And so for anybody is listening, that's like, I want a t-shirt. Come watch us live, and maybe you can get a t-shirt.
If you subscribe to Waffles Maple Syrup's Ko-fi, you'll actually be able to hear the shirts. It's a feature they'll add
we'll
later,
do ASMR with these
ASMR.
Yep.
If you put them up to
look at all that
if you put them up to your ear, you hear the ocean.
Yes,
that's exactly how that works.
And if you get your t-shirt and you're disappointed that you don't hear the ocean, contact AlchemyRPG.
For not sending out magical items.
It's our guarantee.
Anyways, Kay, how's it going? What are you doing?
This is how you lose a sponsorship. Right?
Is it
a masterclass?
Am I flanking? Somebody came to flank with me, right?
No, they were not successful in flanking. No, you're not being flanked right now.
No,
or you're not flanking right now.
Can I position myself to flank?
Yeah, I say with a little maneuverability, because also the Spirit Guard moved. I'm gonna regret it, but yeah, sure.
Sure. Well, for lack of
Let's
having
go,
anything else to do as a level 2 artificer yet, I will.
How did you get on here so many times?
Pop. I don't know. That's,
I think you mean pop.
Yeah, pop.
Snap.
Actually,
I'll be
hold
like
on.
Pop
Is this
Rocks.
not your initiative? This is not your initiative.
Is it not?
It's not. No.
It's
because
not.
You're later, but you're.
You
also
went
now.
already. Hold on.
Oh my
Hold
gosh.
on.
You are
So
an expert player.
Kay was first in the order, though.
Yeah.
Right, but this is for some reason a 3 initiative. It's okay. Kay's just deciding to glitch the matrix is all.
Kay
So
free action.
instead.
It's fun.
The echoes of K, free action cry. However, it is Fawn Lee's turn, and I'm going to have Fawn Lee and Mayfair kind of go at the same time here as our NPCs. But Fawn, all she does is sort of clutching the book to her chest and seeing the absolute ruckus is kind of backing up into a corner, and I think she's going to try to like duck behind like into the back room, but you see her kind of wanting to keep an eye on everything. So she ducks into that back room with her back pressed against the door and looking in and just kind of clutching the book to her chest and just staring inwards at the mess. Mayfair takes up a little bit of like a kind of guard position in front of her, stepping to the back of the shop and in front of the doorway, just kind of like a hand, like, protecting Fawn, basically, and keeping an eye on everything. But that's all they do. The Spirit Inquisitor that started this shindig, that's looking a little not pleasant, I'll say.
A little.
A little. is going to do as follows. What are they going to do? They're going to do something. They're the one that I believe is engaged with UK. Is that correct?
After dinner, but yeah. Yes.
After what time?
I said after dinner, but yes.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Just answer the question. No kidding. So they're looking forward. They're seeing that there's like now Langston here and Kay. Which of the two of you looks squishier? You guys are pretty similar based, huh?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the
I would say
phantom
so.
Ks.
But you know, Kay's like really beefy looking, so we're gonna say that he like, turns to Langston and tries to swing, not liking being just like encroached on by so many people. So let's see what happens. Oh God, roll better. That's a 5.
Thank you, Asher. Thank you, Asher.
No,
That's definitely not
Thanks,
going to do it.
with the 5 misses, but what they're going to do instead is they're going to kind of maneuver around to just have their back against a bookcase. To not,
Oh yeah,
at the
that
very
means I can
least,
skewer them into a bookcase.
you know, glass half empty, glass half full type thing.
Did they leave my range?
No.
Okay.
So let's kind of just putting us back effectively, and let's say it's Kay's turn now.
All right. Well, I've done this before, so we're gonna try to do it again. Can I tip this bookshelf over onto him?
Ooh, very
Oh,
nice.
you did this before in a different show.
Yep.
Sure.
Kay's gonna like, and I did it with a less strength character, but Kay's gonna like, if these bookshelves aren't like bolted to the wall or something, then
So there's bookcases. I mean, if you're looking at Alchemy right now, you see the shop. There's bookcases surrounding the edges of this place.
Yep.
Those are bolted to like the wall. Those aren't the ones that you're kind of there's some lower ones. I don't know if you've ever been to like a Barnes and Nobles where there's like the smaller shelves that are just kind of like the lower ones. Yeah. There's definitely like 1 or 2 of those in the middle of the shop for extra bookkeeping spaces. So one of those, it'll be a little bit difficult. They're not they're not bolted down. You could definitely move them, but go ahead and try. You want to make it an athletics check for me?
yeah.
I was in my head. I said a little bit harder than not, and I totally said DC 11 in my head,
That's unlucky.
which is very sad because it is a 10.
I have no way to make it better.
So you do, and like you're rocking it, and there's like books teetering, but you're not quite able to get it down. It's just the angle that you're at, probably.
Oh, no.
Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna stay where I am. If there is a place to position myself to where somebody can flank, then I will. If not, then I will stay where I am.
So
'Cause I know he has his back to it, but I was thinking like if I can be on his right and someone else can be on his left or something. But
sure. So you kind of pivot around to flank that way, or to set up at least for franking. Yes, to set up for franking
I'm
as
just setting up for
everybody
Frank.
does.
Franken. Spanking.
As Frank
Franken,
walks
spanking.
in.
Get him, Frank.
I'm done stocking the shelves.
In lieu of Frank, Luck, it's your turn,
Hey.
and Hex, you're on deck.
It's almost locked. I mean, it's almost, yeah. So I just was
Red
I was doing a couple research things whilst waiting, and what I was gonna do, turns out I don't have that spell. Somehow I just got it, but now I no longer have it, so we're good. I was gonna try to inflict wounds on this guy, then I was like, that seems like a necromancy spell. It is. I'm not a necromancer.
How did I get this in my belt?
Congratulations.
I mean,
Where did
technically,
this
so
come
is
from?
resurrection. So
Yeah.
True.
where are you gonna draw the line? Hopefully, not there.
Not at that one. I'm not a healer. I'm a wheeler and a dealer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, how close are me and the big Inquisitor? How close are we to the door?
Y'all are kind of facing each other, and the door is like sideways. So hold.
Because what I'm getting at is I have a spell that I can. Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
So y'all like are facing each other, and so if you're kind of side by side, it's kind of like, you know, when you're on a date and you're kind of talking by the door, and you're like, no, you go ahead, go in. No, you go in. Yeah. And so you're kind of just both like standing there, except instead of like love and affection, it's anger and hostility. So the door is sort of perpendicular to where you're standing right now.
So still like a date, actually, is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely like a very angry date.
Okay, so I guess what my question for you is, can I angle myself in such a way?
You can kiss him with consent. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
that was. I'm gonna cast that was
question number
machine.
2.
Yeah, question number 2. First question is, can I position myself in such a way that I can cast Thunder Wave, which makes a 15-foot cone, a 15-foot cube that originates from me, that will knock people back 10 feet, but also like just destroy anything that's not bolted down. I really don't want to destroy this bookshop, but I want to knock this guy out of the door again.
Right. So you can definitely do that. You would get like the corner, like you would get some of the door and the window, basically. You would get Langston, and you would get the Inquisitor that's engaged with Kay.
Ooh. Then in that case, that seems like it could be a lot of casualties on my friend's side. We're gonna hold off on that. Instead, I am going to let me check one thing here. It is an action to do that.
I don't want to destroy this bookshop. I just really want to destroy this bookshop.
I just really want to destroy the bookshop. I think what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna kind of stand up after getting hit, or Locke's gonna stand up after getting hit with the mace, and kind of like holding the line with Big Inquisitor, and he's gonna say, "Well, you're looking for a book? Have you seen the good book of Deep Sashalus?" And I'm gonna hit him as hard as I can with a Sacred Flame. That looks like my god.
Yes,
Deep
please
Sashalus.
do so. This is great.
I'm gonna cast it. I don't wait. I didn't. No, you
I
have
have
to
to do a dex save.
You have to save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got excited about pressing buttons. It's a 14 dex save.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay. This is go. What's the rule on like the GM using like what we say, hero points, inspiration? What do we, our chicky nuggies that we have in chat?
Chicken
Am I
go for
allowed? Yeah. Would y'all want me to, or do you want to?
Yellow.
If you think it'll make the
Yellow?
story better, for sure.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's do it, because if the story, yep, great, it's still a fail, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, like you see
Let's
lots.
just pretend it didn't happen.
No worries.
So that is what, four damage?
Yeah, if you want to just keep that roll, that's fine. Yeah, for a damage, which seems pitiful compared to the 16s and 20s.
You know, this average is right in the middle.
That's true, right in the middle. Yeah. Can't you
Say
just
if I
so
want to
like?
keep that roll, like I didn't re-roll and still absolutely fail.
Oh, I see. I have such a love-hate relationship with cantrips because it's like that was fun.
Just wait, we're gonna. Well, you've played a little bit of Pathfinder too. We've brushed you in. We brushed you into the fold.
Oh no, I think Pathfinder is great.
My favorite thing is cantrips. Anyways, we're not talking about Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that, and
roast him.
it's one of those things where he had like just shoved past you to get through the door that he isn't ready to suddenly jump out of the way again. And you hit him kind of square in there. So he takes that Sacred Flame, and he just kind of grimaces you, and he's like, "I'm only interested in one book." Is that your turn?
Yeah, I think Locke just is like, there's a lot of electricity and cool effects flying around, and Locke's just really enjoying it. And he just smiles at this guy.
Question.
Yeah.
You're a bunny.
I am a bunny.
You have fur.
Oh, it's all poofed out. Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't even worry. It is.
You
I
said
look so
electricity and
fluffy.
storm.
Yeah.
And I just imagine it go.
Yeah.
Like his eyes are crackling, and he looks like what is it, that bunny from that Disney show, the Pixar
Pets.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pets. Just
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with this log.
Mhm.
Hex, what are you up to?
All right. So remind me how the bookshelf situation went down.
So you see, so you're probably on the other side. So I'm gonna imagine it like this. There's the shop is the big
Yeah,
square,
yeah.
right? There's the desk in the back where Langston was and kind of hopped over and ran
Uh-huh.
down the middle. There's gonna be about like 2 bookshelves lining the middle, giving a little corridor and breaking this
Yep.
up into basically 3 sections. You're gonna be on the far left side where the
Okay.
newspapers were.
Right.
So Kay's on the other side of this bookshop, the other side of this bookcase. You actually don't
Yeah.
see Kay. You
Okay.
see Locke, you see the big guy, and you see one other one. But you see just the bare bit of Langston around that bookshelf, and you do not see Kit.
Okay. Yeah, Hex is going to bonus action Hex. It's in the name. It works out. It's on brand. She begins like blood tears begin spilling from
Aw.
her eyes, along with this crackling electric energy that's still sort of coursing up and down her bow. And she goes, Luck, I thought you were keeping him out of here. And as she says this, blood tears begin to form in his eyes. And I don't
Wait, in
think...
lock size?
No, you're good. You're
Just
good. No,
super
you're,
angry.
you're 10 out of 10.
Got
But
it.
I place a curse upon big boy,
Big boy.
who likes to read one particular book if he lives that long. Let's find out. So, and then I
Ooh.
shoot.
Love that.
And I'm gonna Hemocraft die again, I guess. Why not? I'm so far away, and I only take 1 damage, which is great. So that's an 11 to hit.
Okay, so it shoots and it kind of just sails through the cracked window, cracked door.
Okay. I
Missing.
should
What
be
was the
able
curse,
to
though?
re-roll. The crimson. This is I'm rolling a crimson right because it's actually not. It's a blood maledict, but it's also a D4 damage. So that was just an easy way to roll a D4, so I could take it.
Sure.
So amplified. That means I actually would have advantage on that roll. So I'm rolling for time.
Okay.
And this time it's a 19 to hit.
Ooh.
That does hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 9 damage plus 4 lightning damage. Sorry, 4 plus a D4 of lightning damage, so 1 more lightning damage and a D6 of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Is there any save to the curse that you put on him?
I think so it just says casting time, place a curse. Yeah, it just happens, unfortunately, for him. Not for me.
Okay.
I'm good.
That's very fortunate for us, though.
So that's a D6. So that's 3 additional necrotic damage. And then he is cursed, and I will curse his strength, meaning that he makes any strength checks with disadvantage.
Okay.
If he's alive.
Hold on,
still.
I thought I did the thing, and I don't think I did. That was 9.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Check.
I've-
There we go.
Forgot like half of the things I can do. So next turn, get ready. Sir. Next turn, it's coming.
Oh no. So, okay, so it's a action to put the curse on. You said it.
Bonus
Casting
action
time.
to hex.
Okay.
My lightning damage is just still active. I don't have to concentrate on it or anything. That's my crimson right. That's my crimson right.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why that was so funny. It was. And so this turnaround, I'm bonus action hexing and then attacking. But I also, this time I also did a blood maledict, which I can do 1 time per short rest. I have to take damage in order to do it. But it allowed me to add, I guess another D4 necrotic damage. Jesus. Okay,
I think
so
that's why you
sorry.
rolled the crimson right,
Sorry.
right? That was the
Blood
D4.
hunters are scary and hard. I did crimson
I am
right
very
damage,
scared.
did my D6 hex damage, and now I do another D4 of necrotic damage. God, blood hunters. That's another one damn. I did it.
One damn.
Sorry?
Well,
What? Okay. I don't know why. Okay, that's cool.
Do you want me to just add all of that together, or
no? It's cool because it's in how I'm trying to affect the vitals of the thing. Sometimes, for some reason, it does it and puts it on the GM layer, and sometimes it doesn't. I was just getting distracted by that. Because I did it and then it didn't wrong, and then I counted up, and anyways, it's all good. So. We're good. Is that your turn? No big deal. I mean, not that. Do you want to add like anything else though? Because I might as well.
No, I'm so sorry. It's once blood hunters get rolling, it's just like whoa. There's a lot of.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. You're carrying people.
I got it.
Great. It's great.
I'm making a note.
So, the Inquisitor, however, the one that I don't believe is engaged with anybody currently.
He's just like.
I don't remember what happened to this dude the first round, I'll be perfectly honest. It's
No
cool, though. We're just going to go with it. Because I believe Langston and Kay are engaged with one, the other's going this way, and the other one's going to just... You know what? It didn't like everything that was happening from Hex in the corner there.
Oh, no,
and it's going to
not
just kind of swing past them, or swing past the door shenanigans that are happening right now.
Door shenanigans.
And like it really seems like there's a moment happening. Didn't want to interrupt. And gonna go ahead and get back into there and going to try to run up to you.
With a
little bit of a mace action, I think.
So she's like standing in the corner, and then she's like, "Wait, me?" Like pointing at herself and looking behind. She goes, "Lock." Oh.
Excellent.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Let's see though. I am rolling so many nat one. Guys,
it's great.
You're not using the die.
I'm not using the die.
Oh
is
no!
The issue.
Oh, the first roll is gonna be against the gift giver. Oh my!
No,
that seems evil.
No,
it's fine. I'll take it. Go for it.
The bribe has worked. No, I rolled a natural one.
The bribe has worked.
The bribe has worked. Instead, I shall say the nat one holds. And no, because I already totally tried to use my hero point earlier, and it did not work. So that's gonna be that. So he moved up, passing, skirting around, not kind of getting too close to the lock to get any kind of attack of opportunity or anything like that. But that's gonna kind of go straight.
I have a 10-foot range.
Oh, I think based on
With
kind of
my
where everybody
Glaive.
is. He kind of swings around to avoid lock, but I think that definitely gets within 10 feet of you.
Right into to Langston's path.
Excellent.
We planned this.
I'm scared.
Oh,
that is a net 20.
There it is.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Love to see it.
And it's
I
going
love
to do
to see it.
23 slashing damage.
what the fuck?
Thank you, Asher.
You moved.
He made a
you
Glaive
lose.
mistake.
Oh, no.
That's a fun.
I liked that one.
That was a good one, though. That was a very.
That one hurt me, and also definitely the name of the episode.
Did it hurt you for
Yeah.
23 damage? Because
It
that's
did.
what's
It
on the
hurt
table
me
right
for
now.
23 psychic damage.
Lord, that would
You
just
do.
obliterate
So-
someone.
And you know what? I'm gonna say that explains the natural one moving forward. So he charges forward, grabbing his mace, and he's just like looking around, seeing everybody engaged, seeing a lot of action coming from back there. Goes to charge, and he's not looking at Langston, thinking he's safe. He has this distance, not expecting this glaive with this 10-foot reach, and goes running forward, only to kind of as it looks, and you see his like midsection just absolutely well destroyed by this glaive slice as he goes up to you and kind of just stumbles forward, does not and make it anywhere near you with the swing anyways for the nat 1, and that's going to be their turn. Langston, you had one success. Show me some more successes.
Told you I had them, Ida.
Let's go, Langston.
All right, so this other one is still in front of me, the one that I have Hunter's Mark on.
Correct.
All right, well, he's about to get stabby.
Let's go.
Mother. Does a 12 hit?
So that is a miss.
Oh.
Close, but a miss.
I need to start getting my.
Yeah. But you know
I don't
what?
really have anything else.
That's fair, and you did a really good hit with the run by, and that's probably maybe just kind of like,
it is
just a
what
little
it
too
is.
slow on the rebound. That's amazing.
This is a big weapon to be swinging around in a very small shop. Maybe I couldn't quite get it back around to swing at this,
I completely agree. You tried to like miss the
The
bookcase.
blood slowed me down.
Caught in the bookshelves, like so hard.
It's stuck. It's like, oh shit. Okay. So now it's Big Boy's turn though, and he's looking at Locke, and he's not liking that he saw his friend get nice and slashed up here.
Oh, that's
so, he's going to like reach up and touch some of the blood that came from his eye, and he's just like, fuck is this? And kind of just like spits on the ground in disgust. Kind of looks down, it's like, get out of my way, and he's going to just try to slash you down one more time. Locke.
Locke just smiles. He like doesn't move. Just smiles right back at him. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, you're not getting past me.
Oh wait, no. Oh, that was close. I almost rolled.
Oh,
I almost rolled not this beautiful big boy die.
roll
for the
it,
big
roll
boy.
it up, roll it up.
That is going to be. It would make sense if I had his thing here. Let's find out. Okay. 17 to hit.
Uh-oh.
That's not gonna do it. 18 is really is what you're looking for.
Ouch! I don't like this. But it is what it is. Okay.
That's
all
the
right.
dice.
Spice of the dice,
The
baby.
spice of
Well,
the dice.
cool. Didn't want to hit you anyways. He's gonna get a little frustrated actually, and he's gonna kind of do a similar sort of bonus action, secondary hit here.
Cool.
Just trying to really flat palm you out of his way and try to push you 5 feet here. So we're going to just roll
18,
a random
18.
dice. That is going to be a 16, which is great. Okay, yeah.
He pushes the fur, like his hand just like goes in and kind of stumbles.
Yeah, he's
Anyway.
very soft actually. What
Condition
shampoo
3
do you
times a day.
use?
Garnier Fructis, of course.
Excellent. At that, it's fake K's turn. It's the ghost of K's turns.
The ghost of K passed.
You see Mayfair kind of looking around with a critical eye at everybody around her. She doesn't like that. Hex is kind of cornered now in the back. But Hex, you haven't taken any damage, have you yet?
Only that I did to myself.
Oh no.
The blood
Only that
hunts
you
her
did to
way.
yourself. Let's see.
And
then
yet, still hurts like damage you would do. So just keep that in. Whatever that means to you, hurts the same, has the same effect. I chose it though.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not going to do very much. Then you just see her look back and kind of like whisper something to Fawn, saying kind of like just like move back or something like that. And you don't see Fawn anymore from like the corner of the door. Maybe probably having been like getting more distance in the room. Let me just double check one thing here.
Clerics are cool.
It's true.
Yes. Especially Tempest clerics.
Who here right now is the most hurt?
I think both
Taken
K and I took
4
5
damage.
damage.
I have 11 HP.
At 14.
Okay. I think Kay, you're like right in the line of sight from the back door. So she's just going to bonus action healing word you.
Nice.
Let's
Love
go.
to
And you kind of feel that magic. Let's just cast the you get 3 points of healing,
Oh,
but it's
pretty
better
good.
than nothing.
The touch, the feel of healing, the magic of our lives.
Oh, and then it's the first guy again. Oh, we missed him.
Let's go, first guy.
First guy, number 1. So this one is the one that's engaged right now with Langston and Kay. I think having missed miserably for Langston, he's just gonna, and Kay having kind of maneuvered next to him again, he's just gonna refocus on Kay, and try to swing that one more time for a 16
No.
to hit.
Disrespectful.
But like, what if I want
Disrespectful.
it to?
It is disrespectful.
Cool.
Like,
Well, you know what?
Kay just stands there, and you see a little light flash off of them as the shield of faith like just kind of blocks it. Like, Kay doesn't even try to dodge it.
Uh-oh. Ooh, just deadpanning.
Yep.
And you see him sweat a little bit, like, okay. It definitely unnerves him just a little bit. But Kay, why don't you show him how it's done?
Let's go, Kay.
Quick question. What's the setup of everything? So this guy's engaged with me and Langston. There's a guy trying to get in the door, super mad. And then there's one that has Hex cornered.
Correct. Hex is in the back of the corner of the room, and it's past the bookshelf, so you don't have the clearest line of sight as they went around the corner to get to Hex.
I'll be fine. Probably.
Okay.
I've got healing I can do too. Metagaming above the table.
Above the table
And do
medicine.
I see the big guy trying to come in the door?
So the big guy's in the door, but trying to move past Locke. Yes.
And
Oh, I locked the door. Damn it.
Oh!
nice.
Ouch!
Would I have the ability to attack him if I wanted?
You would, but you would get an attack of opportunity from the one that's currently tried to slash you.
Yeah, that's fine. So Kay will look at Langston and say, "You got him?"
Oh yeah.
So Kay would
it's
kind of, let's say, because you have the 10-foot range with the glaive, let's say kind of Langston is 10 feet from this person who you stood next to. And so you just kind of go between them, passing them, and going towards the door.
Yep.
So as you do, he tries to take one more swing your way with a 16 again. This is not cool.
Yeah, she just turns her back on him, and he goes to swing at her back, and then just. Ching.
Cannot
This
be bothered.
guy, listen, get better than a 16. Okay, yes. So you close the distance on Big Boy.
Yep, and then I'm going to attempt to knock him prone. Just kick his leg out from under him.
This is
Okay,
good.
you can
This
very
is
easily
good.
flank this time with Locke. So go ahead and do that.
Okay. I don't think that helps a knock prone check, but that's okay.
So
Is
if he-
it?
You make a
It's,
shoving.
it's an athletic. It's basically the same thing as shoving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he makes an athletics or an acrobatics.
So if he's making athletics, he has to do it on with a disadvantage though
15.
to resist because of his hex. The big guy is hexed.
Oh. I see what you did there.
Dang.
Oh, you know, I'm support and I'm doing big damage. It's okay. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Well, one of them would have
carrying
been
the
a
team.
19 on the die, but instead we'll take the lesser of those two. And it's just a disadvantage
Yes, just a disadvantage.
for a 16.
There.
Let's-
All right. That's it for me.
It's
a 15 for me, so it does not work.
You know that thing where you jokingly like knock someone's knee out from under them when they're standing with their like feet locked or something like that?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like that. You do that, and he just turns around and looks at you. So that's your turn. Locke,
Mm-hmm.
how's it hanging?
Oh, it's hanging great.
You're flanking now, and I'm going to regret this.
Yeah, no, that's great. Perfect. I think like Locke just looks to Kay and like nods, and you see like lightning crackling and like little like streaks, like kind of under. Like, you ever seen like a lightning go through like a cloud? Like it's like kind of like subtle. Like that's how it looks like underneath his fur, almost, just like these little
Can't say
streaks
I've
kind of shooting through.
Seen lightning go through a cloud.
I
But
have.
now that you said that, I'm very curious.
Yeah,
It's
it's
super.
it just like he's just kind of got all this electric flare going on. And I'm going to try to do the most cleric thing I can think of. And by that, I mean I'm just going to hit him with my oar. And then if that hits, there'll be a lot of other stuff that happens.
Nice.
All right, let's hit
So,
Or what?
we'll get, and this is, you said this, so this is advantage because we're flanking?
Yes.
Dang. That's great. So that's the first one is a 16. And I'll roll again. So 16 to hit.
So that just hits.
Oh, nice. Oh, great. So Locke, like the lightning kind of like from the eyes down his arms, like kind of goes into the oar that he's carrying. And I'm gonna smack him with that. And I'm gonna use my reaction to, he's got to make a dexterity saving throw or take some lightning damage as lightning from
On top of all that.
this. Yeah, so seven damage just from the oar, and then we're gonna do where is it? Thunder Wrath of the Thunderman or whatever.
Thunder Wrath of the Thunderman. And that's what, a dex save?
Dex save of 14. And if that hits, then we're gonna do the final channel divinity thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Cool. Okay, so then I'm gonna channel it as just a thing you can do. There's no like cost associated with it. Clerics I can max out any thunder or lightning damage I do, which for that what I just did would be normally 2d8. So just take 16 damage because I just maxed that damage. So 7 plus 16. So 20,000 damage, I think, if I did my math correctly.
Got it. Yeah. So what does this look like?
So Locke, like you see the lightning kind of come like from his ears, eyes, and then down into his hands, and like sort of lights up the end of the oar, and he just like just across the face sort of hits him, but like as it hits, like the lightning kind of leaves the oar and like stays on his cheek for a second, and then there's this moment where we lock eyes, and then Locke just like winks, and it like it erupts like off the side of his face.
Amazing.
You watch as it crackles over his body and leaving these kind of blackened marks everywhere that it kind of ricochets and attaches to his chain shirt, and see you hear the shield clatter to the ground first as he stands there kind of like in the shock of the electricness, and then you just kind of watch his body slump down to the ground as he's big oofs, he's gone.
Oh damn, okay, cool.
Yep, he's dead. You killed him.
You killed another
Gotta
person.
respect books more. You jackass.
He's dead. He can't hear you.
Damn it.
Damn it. Next time die after my cool one-liner.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so the big guy that you just you just ran up to and flanked, you also watch as they just kind of hit the ground first to their knees and then kind of just laying there. Locke, that's the end of your turn?
That is literally all I can do. There is nothing else I can do.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So Hex, you are now in kind of the corner of this room being gained down by this one kind of.
So this Inquisitor kind of like rounds the corner, and as soon as he sort of like closes distance with her, she puts up her hands and like twists her hand in the air to cast Disguise Self, making it look as if her self was the disguise, and this is the reveal of who she truly is. Disguise Self allows me to change myself and my clothing and armor and weapons. And so what he now sees is a young like woman with a shaved head and a hood, like a human woman, and she says, "Hey, you're gonna blow my cover. What the hell are you guys doing on this side of town?"
Ooh. You see this look of startlement and confusion.
Yeah, and she basically says, "Do you want just the book, or do you want the whole kit and caboodle? I'm here by the order of Prince Aaron. Get the fuck out. You're gonna blow everything up."
Okay.
As lightning.
Yeah, just gently crackling with lightning and fear. Little pee down the side of the leg, but it's okay. Can I roll a deception check?
You don't have to.
Great.
I like roleplay better. So you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you're going to be doing this turn? Because it's his turn next.
Yeah. She's not gonna. She's just basically implying that they should leave and let her continue what she was doing.
So you watch as this individual, which was kind of like clutching the wound from the glaive from on his way over here, look up and then kind of startled.
Question.
Like, yes.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
No.
is this so low that other people can't hear it, or is this like resonating throughout this shop?
Oh, that's a good point.
It's a pretty small shop, and I don't
because
think
we don't know you all like that. So
I trusted you.
that's fair. I would say y'all hear this very much.
Yeah, 100%.
You clock. So you do roll something, and rather Hex, make me a perception check instead.
Perception check. All right. So let's see. That's a 19 plus 2, so that's a 21.
Okay. So I'll kind of this next description is based off of that. So you watch as they kind of clutch the wound, and then they look up and they see the shift, and they're like, and you see him glance back to see the Siren Templar kind of drop in a sizzled little heap. And then turns back. You clock into the corner of your eye Mayfair glancing over to you with a look of kind of like, what?
Uh-oh.
Clocking this as well. Langston, what is your instinctual reaction? Like, what would Hex see from across?
No, what you see is Ida turn around first, like and then Ida would be whispering to me because Langston would be only semi paying attention because he's in battle. But Ida would be in the hood like, no, we can't allow this.
And because you moved Kay, what would Hex see on Kay's face?
I'm gonna say that Hex can't see anything on Kay's face because Kay's arm is over their eyes, like kind of like this from all the lightning blast.
Yeah.
Okay. And Locke's back is to you.
Oh yeah, no, Locke's engaged. He is in the throes of battle right now. There's nothing distracting him.
And you're speaking. It's kind of all kind of happening simultaneously.
Yeah, she's like not trying to yell. She's just trying to like in fervent tones, but like it's a small shop, so whoever hears. So
you said a couple things. You said, what are you doing here, and those types of things, and there's this confusion on his face. But then you note, because of your high perception check, that it's the words of you were sent here by Prince. As I
Aaron.
already forget that Aaron's order or decree or however. Yeah. That is when the look of confusion on his face shifts.
Uh-oh.
As he grabs his mace and slams it into you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh.
Which is not nothing.
I mean, that's information, right?
Yeah.
And let me actually.
Oh, that's a good point.
The sirens call Nat 20.
It's happened.
Oh,
it's happened.
No.
It happens.
No.
It happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I'm happy for. So I'm going to roll.
This is permadeath.
Well, I'm just doubling. What do you double dice damage?
Double dice.
Is that really?
Just double dice.
Yeah.
Double that dice. Add the
And then add the
modifier.
bonus.
Well, you're lucky because that's not all that much.
Nice.
Come on, I can't even enjoy a natural 20. Legitimately, on a 1d6, it's a 1. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4 damage.
Oh,
Great.
man.
Great. But I rolled a natural 20, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to keep telling myself.
That's why people make that house rule that, like, the first dice is max and the second one you roll or whatever.
Yep.
Because
That's
still
how I
True.
do it.
That
That
was
was
bad.
4 damage or 5 damage?
4.
Okay.
I would do that. Do we have a way? I want it easy for use on alchemy. Is there a way to have that automatically do that for natural 20s? And if we don't have to do it right now, but if we can identify how to do that, I would like to use that homebrew rule. I just don't want everybody to have to fix it every time we roll 20s on here.
We'll figure. I'm sure there's a command that we can manually type in, and that'll work.
Yeah. So we'll starting next section. That's how we'll do our natural 20s. But for now, because I do like that one better. Okay. So that's that. Langston, your turn.
Langston.
Woo! Okay. This one that I've been repeatedly attempting to hit, that I've hunter's marked and everything, has been evading my ability to smack them with the glaive. But I am persistent, if nothing else.
Let's go. They have been hit. They're not doing the best.
Just not by me.
Fair.
Please tell me a 16 hits.
Come on, Langston.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Excellent. And they're also going to take another 3 damage on top of that.
Excellent.
And that is all I can do. I'm not letting them go away. They're going to stay in my range. I don't have any bonus actions that will do anything for me. So you stay there and get stabby.
Please stay.
Excellent. Okay. Yes, they're solely engaged with you at this point, but you're 10 feet away from them. So that's that, and then it's
moving closer. Come get this love.
Come on in. Fawn's turn. You don't see Fawn. Mayfair is looking around. She's making kind of eye contact with confusion towards you, Hex. I'm gonna have her roll. 1 second.
Roll the bones.
See if she sees past this.
This music is very good, by the way.
Thank you.
Waffles is amazing at
DJ
everything, but especially DJing live. Honestly. There it is. Okay. Cool. So they look and they look confused, and they kind of furrow their brow, and you hear her. You don't quite hear her, 'cause she's kind of far into the back room. You hear her turn around to the back room, and just kind of disappear. And a second later, you hear her call something out, and the door closes.
Oh shit.
No.
So her and Fawn are now kind of door closed in the back room. But that with the last look of concern and distrust at you, Hex.
Oops.
It's Langston's buddy's turn, who's going to close that distance, in fact, stepping forward, trying with their last little bit to get you. So we're going to swing that mace at you. Fuck. For 5 to hit, which definitely hits, right? You have like a 4 AC, right?
4 AC.
No? Cool.
You are
This guy's
an
doing.
actual
Can you just put
puppy
him
dog.
out of his misery? This is just kind of sad at this point. As that's all they do. Yeah. Okay. Great. Kay, how about you?
Let's go, Kay.
Well, Kay, the person Kay came over to hurt, is now lightninged up.
Yep.
Shocking. And so Kay is going to run over to the one that is on Hex.
Okay. Easily enough, you flank as well.
Yep. And then
Let's go, flanking.
light him up with a little pop, 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 pop.
Pop, 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 pop. Oh, for each amount of ghosts that are in the yes. Ooh,
I didn't
a
know.
lovely
Let's go,
20.
Kay.
Unnatural.
Just the
23.
first one. That was my roll at advantage. So 7 damage.
Okay, this is to number 2 here, I believe.
7 metal damage on the back of the head.
And you watch this. He's bleeding from a pretty nasty glaive wound. Not looking too good as he gets bopped to the back of the head. Is that your second bonus action attack?
Yeah, and then she brings up a knee to his ribs and
to his butt. Oh, okay.
To his butt.
I'll do 1d4 damage.
Okay.
2 more damage.
Not bad.
Okay, and so you watch as... What was the first attack? You kind of bopped him in the back of the head?
Yeah, like with the gauntlet, like forearm, basically.
It's kind of funny. So you, with this metal gauntlet, kind of give this poor, like, already lightheaded from blood loss individual, like, a pretty uncomfortable bop on the head, and they're very wobbly on their feet, and this knee is enough to send them to the ground. Ooh. And even though it's just those 2 points of damage, that was just what you needed to kind of knock them down. They are not, unlike the electricity, where you very much, like, sizzled that man, this one seems to just be crumpled down. It's technically unarmed. It's non-lethal. I'm not sure how we're running that, but I'm gonna say basically like
I think in
unconscious.
D&D you can just declare it for anything at all, basically.
With a melee.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not with spells.
Not with spells. Okay.
So let me ask Kay then.
Non-lethal
with
fireball.
this, were you trying to be non-lethal?
Yes. Very purposely. Like there was like even the forearm seemed like it was a partial pulled punch, like their back was to K and everything, and then she just wanted to put him on the ground with the knee, and like even if she could tell that they went unconscious, like she had them by the neck and the hip and then pulled them into her knee, and then she would have just laid them down on the ground, like not let them fall.
Perfect. That's exactly what happens.
Very nice.
All right. So after that, it is Locke's turn.
Oh, nice. I think Locke would kind of turn, seeing that the big fool is out, and there's still one standing, not
Yep, just the one
towards Sky. Okay, I mean towards Hex. If Locke was to just like sort of cast his eyes over you, Hex, how you looking?
So Hex looks
can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, always great. But
Yeah,
also
of course,
not
of course,
good.
Of course.
Not good, like very hot in like a very I've taken some damage way. And so yeah, she's sort of like crumpled over from the mace having just crashed into her cuirass. And she kind of like flips her head back and her illusioned hood comes off of her head. And her eyes are still crackling. Like that's the most familiar thing about her. And she goes, I'm okay.
Love it. Then I think Locke, I'm gonna start moving, and then I'm gonna use one of my abilities, the rabbit hop, so I can do that.
Ooh.
One, so I basically can just jump 10 feet and not take any opportunity attacks if I'm already moving. So I want to get next to Hex in whatever way, and then I will cast not healing word. We're gonna go a little juicier on this one. We're gonna do Cure Wounds.
Love that.
Oh.
Now, so that's
what this means technically is that so Hex is in the corner, having just recently with another individual engaged, and Kay runs over, and then Locke hops over there as well, leaving you, Langston, alone with the last Inquisitor. How does, like, just a quick check at what is Langston, like, instinctual reaction to everybody just, like, leaving around the corner, basically?
Probably not thinking about it much at all. Langston's like, oh, this is still a hero moment for me. Yeah. And this is my chance to show how much of a hero I am. Yeah. I can handle this one guy. This is easy.
Love it. Thank you. All right.
So that's, 9 heals. To Hex there, and I think he he just sort of like wait you don't look like Hex though.
I look like a shorn human woman, a human man.
Human man.
The voice that comes out when you said like you're fine. Like, is that Hex's voice?
Oh, it's Hex's voice for sure.
Okay.
Because the guy that she was trying to lie to is dead.
Got it.
Okay.
So yeah, then I think there's enough there that Locke's like, he's got big ears. He can hear voices really well. He's like, all right, and he heals you. Then sort of like just like nods and like turns. And I mean, I don't think I can move anymore. But like turns to start getting ready to go back into the fight.
Into the fray. Right. Perfect.
Awesome.
Hex, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to so he reaches out to touch her and cast Healing Word. She reaches out with her free hand and grabs your fist, and she goes, "Thanks for the lift, love." And she's gonna parkour her way through the two of them, and land on the like table in the center of the shop, and try to shoot the last guy.
Okay, so basically you're gonna go towards the side where Fawn's desk is, and you kind of hop up on there jumping off of their shoulders. Yeah. You have a nice line of sight over the bookcases straight down to the one engaged with Langston.
Right. I'm gonna roll my chonker die.
Ooh.
Oh no!
We're gonna see.
Oh no! The revenge is here.
Let's go.
Natural fucking 20, baby.
Let's go.
Thank you to the dice.
Moving her hex onto that guy. So as Langston, as you're watching this person, suddenly blood starts to drip down from his eyes, and it's not nice. And I'm gonna just pick up some more dice here. I'm gonna give.
So Langston, I'm gonna, while Anna's rolling the damage, we're gonna hype you up a little bit here, right? Because your friends, they left to go engage with some other issues around the shop. You don't know, maybe the other one's still they're fighting. They're over there. You got this. This is a one-on-one moment. You and the bad guy. Ida is on your shoulder. This is your moment. And you're ready as they close the distance with your glaive. You moved the way you needed to make sure that the bookcase was not going to get in the way, and you raise your glaive to strike. How much damage, Am?
That's 26.
As you go to swing that glaive, and you're just rearing it back at this moment, suddenly blood starts pooling from their eyes, and you watch as the life just sort of fades, and you look down and you see an arrow pierced right through them.
And basically what is on the other side of you is the as a free action, her illusion is like fading from her, so you see like half guard, half spear and guard, half Hex's face just coursing with sparking black eldritch lightning, and the bow just sitting out in front of her, tears of blood staining her own face.
And that's the view that you see as the body slumps down. So you see, what blocking you is disappeared, and that is me greeting you opposite the side on top of the desk.
Dang.
And I point my glaive straight at her. What the fuck?
Ooh. And with that, we're going to take our break. I'm 100% yes. Thank you for that beautiful layup. Amazing. Y'all did fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. I want to do a giveaway. I almost forgot, but I didn't forget, and I remembered. So we're going to give away this cool, sexy shirt we have here that we're all wearing. This really awesome Lost Druid Lore of Aetherra t-shirt. We are going to give one to you if you so choose. So if you're in chat and you want a t-shirt, if you want a cool t-shirt.
It feels so nice, dude.
It's really super soft, y'all.
It really does.
It's really soft. I'm going to think of something. Waffles, you could get this set up for me?
Yep. I'm ready.
We're going to use the word... What word do we want to use? Something good.
Disguise.
Trust.
Trust is a better one.
Yes, trust is a much better one. Give us a second to make sure Waffles is ready before you put that. Okay. So the word is trust. Trust. Go ahead and put that in chat. Put it only once. Be entered to qualify to get a t-shirt. We'll raffle this off at the return of break. So please come around. Stick around. We love y'all. Stretch your feet. Hydrate. stretch the rest of your body as well, not just your feet. And we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. All the dabs, all the love. Okay. So, last we left off, we had aggressors enter the bookshop, immediately starting to trash things and aggressively pursue a very particular book. When you guys stepped forward to interrupt their pursuits, a fight broke out. Swiftly dispatching, surprisingly, first the chunky, I'd say chunky because I'm thinking of my chunky dice.
Templar.
The Templar.
Rude.
Yeah. Not rude. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it. Okay. So, anyways, surprisingly, the big boy, the Templar, going down first. But soon following another, and then lastly, another. However, in the very last move, a one-on-one standoff between Langston and this individual gets interrupted. Perhaps hoping to have a hero moment, a cool duel of finality. Langston watches an arrow shoot through this Inquisitor, and blood pour out of their eyes as they sink to the ground dead. As the vision before you clears its way to look past the body, you see standing on the desk the visage of half Hex, half Spear and Guard with... Why don't you tell me, Anne, what you said before?
So basically her disguised self, where she had made herself look like a Siren guard, like an operative, at least what she might imagine one to look like. These are the only guards she's she's seen yet.
Yeah.
So you see like like slowly melting away from her skin, like the top half of her face is like the regular sort of magentas and lavenders that you've come to associate in your less than 24 hours of knowing this strange being named Hexandra Grimthorn. But the other half is a sort of very angular, square-faced guard with a shaved head, and the armor is now melting away again to reveal her leathers and traveling clothes as she's sort of like looking down at you. Still, her bow is still crackling with energy, not in an aggressive way, just because that's how she do now after she did her Crimson Rite. She also has revealed by the half of her face that is Hex, the sort of ravaged face that her Crimson Rites have left behind is very Sith energy. The more she gives into these things, the more it sort of like affects her. And she's just staring at you and at the tip of your glaive pointed at her. And she takes a moment, looks at it, and looks at you and your incredulousness. And she says, "Are you pointing that at me, or do you intend to do something with it?"
I have things correctly. My dragon just told me that you work for people and you've been plotting against us.
Does that look like something I'm capable of doing, Langston?
You just turned into another entire person.
I've
Yes,
done that
you're
before.
absolutely capable.
I've turned into a child. I've turned into a great many things in my lifetime. Right. I mean, that's sort of my whole deal, though, right? The whole blood hunter thing. It's a part of who I am. It's never made me popular. But
So is lying a part of who you are?
Sorry? What was that?
Is
Sorry.
lying a part of who you are?
When I'm backed into a corner, I was always taught it was best to let your enemies hang themselves than to take responsibility for that yourself. I mean, if you don't have to dirty a sword, why waste it?
I have a glaive pointed at you. Do you consider this being backed into a corner?
Well, there's an exit over there. I could sort of leap up over the side of the bookshelves. But
pause as this conversation happens. Check in very briefly. Locke and Kay, watching this unfold, still rather seconds from battle, looking body slumped. Nobody looks to be stirring in the current moment. And you see this unfold. Is anybody doing anything immediately?
Yeah, Kay in the immediate takes a step back as to give them a chance to go at each other if they really want to, because she doesn't care. And then we'll slowly, like, if the conversation goes on for more than 30 seconds, which it sounds like it might, then Kay will begin to walk towards the back where she saw their employer go.
Okay. And as a reminder, Locke, when you sizzled the Templar, you did watch the particularly nasty-looking shield roll kind of away from the body and to the floor. But while you do kind of clock that, you're also clocking this conversation.
Yeah, I think he's more torn because it seems like all three of the people he's starting to grow quite fond of are heading in different directions. And I think he's just very much like moving forward, like to go, like, oh, I agree with Langston. Oh, no, I agree with Hex. But what? Okay, what should we? Oh, and like she's gone. I'm just like, so I think he
sort of in a stasis of a in between.
Yeah, but I think like visually, he doesn't like let his like kind of lightning aura drop. I think he's like just kind of staying at like a ready state, but he's not going to say anything. He's just watching very, like his eyes are just like darting back and forth.
So Hex is kind of like sassing Langston about all of the exit strategies she might have. And while she does, she sort of plops herself down and sits on the edge of the desk and leans forward on the top of her bow and just kind of takes him in very casually for the situation. She says, Langston, darling, have you ever had to lie to somebody?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
And you see Ida just sort of look at him, like sitting on the shoulder, and then turn.
Did you enjoy it?
No, it's horrible.
So wouldn't you prefer to have someone on your side who fits the right tool for the job? Not everything can be solved by forthrightness. Sometimes it takes a special set of skills. I'm happy to put
Only
those.
if I know that you are not lying to me.
Darling, I don't think I've ever lied to you. Not yet.
Insight check.
Yep.
God, now I have to think, have I? I don't think she has.
I don't think we've had enough time for it.
Yeah.
I have to roll this off general principle, even if
Yeah.
For sure.
Hex, if that's your real name.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Excellent. Fantastic. My dice rolls are keeping up with me tonight. That is a 10.
A nice solid 10.
Excellent.
So I feel like if you don't mind, Syrup, me explaining what you take from this with your 10 is like that she's sort of hard to read, but given that you have spent any amount of time with her, she is very serious that she views this as a skill and not a cool parlor trick. And she sort of like is taking in your deep, I guess, contemplation of what the fuck she's about. And she sort of like leans back on the desk a little bit and she says, you said your parents gave you money, right?
You really just sit down while I was pointing a glaive at you?
Yes, because I
Seriously?
don't think you're going to kill me.
As this section of the conversation comes on, and
Grabs
Langston,
the
please
glaive
feel
and
free
puts
to.
it back on the back.
Oh.
You hear argument, raising of voices behind the door that the two had closed. You hear some form of argument as Kay approaches. Langston, please feel free to finish your thought, though.
I don't know anyone here. Everything is dangerous as far as I'm concerned. And if I have to go back with her with me, she won't survive it.
Don't want that
So
for
trust
you.
is all I have. And you all are the only allies I have. And maybe that lady in the bow shop, but
I don't like her. I'll
Locke
be honest
actually
about
laughs at that.
Yeah, she sort of gets up and she like stands in front of you and just takes in this information openly and nodding, and she says, I've been on the run for most of my life. I could really use some people that I know are going to deal with me straight. And will know, well, not straight, but I mean, deal forthrightly. I mean, whatever you know what, it's fine. So she and she sort of like leans forward and gently places one of her like pink hands on your shoulder, and she says, I promise you.
Ida kind of like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Ida would have a moment of like hissing as you go to touch me, but she's tiny.
She even like snaps like towards your fans, like not quite. Yeah.
She holds very still and she goes,
Ida, you know you like this shit.
Ida kind of like, well.
She says, I'll put all my cards on the table. I came here looking for my parents. They were involved in this whole Merkwa thing. And I don't think I can stand up to scrutiny alone. I need somebody who can be trusted. I need to be able to stand just to the back and to the left while, you people are trusted and carry things out. And you have my bow in service of whatever it is you need in return.
Kay, as you're walking towards the back door, and as this is said, you kind of maybe distract for a second and look over and listen into the conversation again. But as you do, all of you hear the door like open and shut again quickly, and a little bit of noises of like, guys, don't. And she's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And like you hear this kind of like back and forth or whatever, and then the door creaks open again. Is everything clear?
Oh yes, they're dead. Very, very dead.
Well, one is not.
Except for that one.
Yes, Yes, it is safe.
You hear
Then
like whispers again.
Completely tone deaf, Hex just goes, "You're welcome." Like your whole shop is just full of dead guards. You're welcome.
The door opens fully with and you see like Fawn is kind of almost like by the door, and she calls Will, looks back over her shoulder. She's like, it's fine, and opens it all the way, and Mayfair is behind her not far, and Fawn kind of steps into the doorway, not necessarily into the bookshop proper, and looks around and surveys the damages. She looks at the door in particular.
It was me.
She kind of looks down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing you all into this mess. And you just see her start to cry. And Mayfair steps forward and puts an arm around her shoulder. Kind of consoles her a little bit.
I think that would sort of kind of bring Locke out of his attention. And he would like start walking over if she's like crying, but then like seeing Mayfair like comfort her, he'd like awkwardly like shit, and like then just like stand it ready for like comforting now. Like lightning's absolutely all gone. He's just like, wow, this is a really intense moment.
I think it would be a very similar thing for both Locke and Langston doing almost the same thing and then just kind of standing there awkwardly.
Just picks up a book and starts reading it upside down. Just like,
so, can I ask
for
you
rations to feed Ida?
Sure.
Yes.
Where the book is that they were going for, is that still on the desk by me?
No, so Fawn had been clutching it kind of to her.
Okay, right.
You don't immediately see it right now on her. But after a moment, and Hex, you were headed towards the door. Not Hex, I'm sorry, Kay, you were headed towards the door.
Yep.
And so kind of all of you are near the back of the shop at this point. The bodies strewn about nearer to the entrance. And as Mayfair kind of consoles her, slowly kind of regaining composure, y'all look around. This isn't great. And you don't quite know how long it will be before somebody else kind of walks by the shop or something like that. When she regains her composure a little bit, kind of also maybe perhaps like recognizing it and looking around, and Mayfair kind of whispers to her, she's like, this, like, we have to do something at least. Fawn kind of looks around and finally says, I would like to show you all something, if that is okay. But if anybody sees this, it's not going to be good.
Very bad.
Can you help me bring the bodies down to the... We'll put the bodies downstairs for now until we can clean it up. At the very least, do not have it be at the front of the shop.
The alive
Langston is grabbing random like magazines and such and like putting them over the window.
Locke's already dragging, like moving to drag the bodies, like at least hiding them somewhat.
Yeah. Hex is kind of got like a pretty small frame, but you watch as she like hooks two of the arms of the Inquisitor underneath the curve of her bow, and then uses that to kind of like lever back and drag them towards the back of the shop.
Okay.
Good wood.
What were you saying?
Kay said the alive one as well.
And you see kind of at a little bit of a loss, Fawn looks over at Mayfair, who kind of shakes her head and is just like, if we let it go, then it'll tell everybody. We can't. I'm sorry. We can't.
Is it worth information?
We know what they're after. We know. There's no information they can give us.
Okay.
What exactly does that mean?
Fawn kind of steps forward. I will tell you everything, but not here. Come downstairs. And so what she does is she basically goes and opens up the back door, the back room that they had went to, and you see like she pushes back some crates in this back room and rolls up a latch. Rolls up a rug rather to uncover this like latch thing. She pulls on it, and it's a trap door, and you see a flight of stairs going down. And she's like, "This, for now, anyways, can be where we put some of the bodies. There's a storeroom back there, and we'll have to deal with them later, but it'll be a problem for later."
Yeah,
and so
they'll start to smell after a short period.
We'll deal with it, but it's better than in the front of the shop.
It's true.
And so she...
Hope this was an important book. Rip.
Oh! You take all of like the old newspaper pile basically that Hex was reading, and so Langston is boarding up the windows, patching up the door, at least trying to obscure some of the vision inside. The rest of you help pull the bodies in. She lights a little lantern, clutching it tightly as she heads downstairs, and you follow her. The stairs end into a small little hallway. There's 2 doors on either side. She opens the left one, and it's just this small storeroom. She's like, "This is where we'll put the bodies for now." And she guides you, and you basically maneuver it all, and what's left, clean up the shop. It does look like a mess in there. Nothing's going to change that. But with enough obscuring and visible blood is kind of covered with some books and such, and just for now it looks more like a break and enter than a murder scene.
Sick.
Yes.
I wanna check the bodies real quick.
Yes,
and also
absolutely.
Like I'm looking for a couple of things in particular. If they have any like weapons, obviously snagging those. But if they have any like capes or like designating marks, or like this is the patch of the spear and guard, like anything along.
Yeah.
So that's
mostly
awesome.
capes.
So mostly capes.
No capes.
You denote. Let me see. I feel like there's probably absolutely somewhere that tells me exactly their colors. But as I don't have that in front of me right now, we're going to say that they all have red capes. 'Cause why not?
Perfect.
So they do have spear and guard uniform. It is not hard to see. It is a uniform. There is a emblem. There is all of it. They have the piece that attaches the cloak to the armor is the emblem of the spear and guard. And easy enough, you can grab both those pieces. There's 3, mind you, right? There's 2 Inquisitors and a Templar. The searching of the bodies, you can get all their weapons and armor. So there's, I believe, a short sword and 2 maces, as well as their armor. And I will send you exactly what that is. You have 3 little coin pouches that you can grab, which once totaled give you 52 gold.
Oh, nice.
13 silver and 22 copper.
That's another shot at the archer's shop, actually.
Yeah, baby.
Can't wait to go back.
Where'd you get this money? Why is it covered in blood? Don't worry about it.
Don't think about it too hard.
One of them has a little like carved wooden pipe that they have tucked away in one of their pouches. In particular of interest, you note there is a note. A little kind of wrapped up little scroll with a tie that looks like it's been unrolled and re-rolled a couple times. Do you look at it now or later?
Oh, I'm reading that shit.
Yeah, we're looking at it now.
You see in it a note of authorization to purchase and carry magical ammunition from Siren Command. It is a Siren Command letter of authorization. And you recall, this is specifically for magical ammunition. Actually, no, I don't think it was encountered yet at all. So
we get a flash forward.
No, nobody tried to get magical ammunition at any of the shops, if I recall.
Yeah.
You told us about some at the hero shop, I think.
Yeah,
but
we
none of
couldn't
us tried
afford
to
it,
buy it.
really.
Couldn't really afford it. Yeah, that's true. But you couldn't sell it to anyways. And then, of course, there is the shield.
Oh, yeah.
That was found.
Sentient shield. Sentient. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe, you don't know. It looks particularly shiny. It looks clean and hefty and well crafted enough to potentially pique your attention. But you would have to take a look to see if it's magical or otherwise somebody has that they can check. And you would see that it's magical, and something that you can perhaps attune to or otherwise later and find out what it does.
Nice.
If possible, Kay will, if we think we have time, whether it's downstairs or not, Kay will ask if she can have a look at the shield.
Yeah, it's definitely of enough cool make that it would absolutely catch your attention, Kay. And maybe even when bodies are being dragged, it's probably like one of the first things that you could take and grab and take a look at of interest.
Okay, so if she,
I don't use these things; they slow me down.
If she has a minute, then she will
Reach.
sit down, kind of spread out some affects around it, and begin to cast Identify.
Nice.
Sure, easy. And I mean, the people are cleaning up shop, and once you can heft, so you probably are one of the ones that helps bring most of the bodies down the stairs. And then once everybody else is kind of cleaning up shop, you take a second to take a look at it. This is called Aegis of the Watcher.
Ooh.
While holding, it is require attunement. While holding the shield, you are immune to blindness and deafness. The shield has 3 charges. If you fail a wisdom perception check, you may instead choose to succeed on it instead by expending a charge. And it regains 1d2 charges daily at dawn. And as usual, if you spend the last charge, it's a d20 and da-da-da-da-da. But
That's
basically,
cool.
You're immune to blindness and deafness with this shield. That is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
Alright.
She will relay
Use one
that
of
to the
those.
party.
Yeah.
Um,
Who uses shields? She says.
Locke raises his hand.
Cade
you should have
raises
that.
her offhand with a buckler on it.
Yeah.
Definitely
Well,
give it to Kay.
People who aren't us, apparently.
Yeah.
That's fair. But you notice this is still not quite the moment to have these types of discussions, as Fawn, afterwards, motions you to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
I think real quickly, like
Yes.
very quickly, as like the items are getting doled out and the shop's getting cleaned up. I think if there was a moment where Langston was more by themselves, Locke wouldn't, in a very unlock way, wouldn't try to make a big deal out of this. He would grab one of the swords and like walk up to Langston and be like, I heard what you were saying about trust in folk. And in my experience, you have to give trust to get it, and he like offers the sword to you like hilt first, and he's like, I can't speak for anyone else or even you. All I can speak for is myself, and I'd be willing to trust you if that would help. And then he starts like not trying to make like a big deal out of it. Like if you can respond if you want, but he's just trying to like he recognized the value of a crew, and he likes you all. So
take the sword,
mm-hmm.
and I'll look at him and I'll just go, seen what you've done, people, how you've healed them. That is a choice you don't have to make, but you've done it anyway for people you don't know. So I'll take a shot at trusting you.
And Locke just like smiles, and he's just like, yeah, my growing up, me and my mom saw a lot of folk, and there's some real jerks out there, but
Kay is walking by at this moment and scoffs.
Yeah. And he's like,
amazing.
But there's some good ones out there too. And he just like awkwardly like puts a hand out, like, and then turns into like a fist bump, and then is just like, we boop. And then they hug. Yeah, then it's a hug, and we can get that worked out later.
Shake.
But
So
yeah.
I love the idea that you're like trying to make this moment happen between the two of you, that Kay sort of walks by and scoffs and like pushes down the stairs as we're being sort of summoned, and then sort of up the stairs behind you guys, Hex is sort of like the camera like finds her face, and she's just like looks on with sort of a smile, but then it becomes just sad as she just slumps down the stairs after y'all.
The plot, she thickens.
She thick with
She thick with those.
She chunky like these dice. All right.
Yeah.
So, Fawn then opens the door to the right and invites you all into yet another small little storeroom. When you all fill in there, you see the lantern illuminate a pretty cozy chamber. There is a sturdy desk with stationery strewn about its surface that dominates the corner. The center of the room. There's two modest cots against the far wall, with bookcases stuffed with hefty leather tomes. Basically, up the remaining space up on the walls, just books and books. These books look remarkably well preserved, despite how old they look. And this looks different than the merchandise upstairs, is the first thing that kind of strikes you. She walks over to a shelf and takes a small leather-bound book off of it. From what you see, there's no written title on it. She looks at it and she says, This is the Bells of the Mint. This is what the Spear soldiers were really after when they thrashed the shop. It's a memoir revealing something that they would like to keep hidden. But it's a well-hidden truth of Prince Aeron being lost to madness. Hex, you piece together a prince lost to madness. May not be the right person to place who gave you orders is unlikely to be this individual. And it's interesting that these guards seem to know this, but are hell-bent on hiding this truth.
Yeah, she sort of says, oh, so they don't want anyone to know that he's fallen into this pit of chaos in his mind, so that they can remain in control.
Mere possession of the book is an automatic death sentence.
Oh shit.
No trial, no judge. But
why do you still have it?
Because of my father. And she starts to tear up. She reaches then for her diary, kind of in her pocket. This is and you recognize it. This is the book that you recovered, not the previous one. This is the book you recovered. This was my father's diary. It's his personal research. She's trying hard to, compose herself. Trying to keep at bay the tears. It is another book I should not have in my possession. My father's Irem Lee. Its pages contain his personal research into the upper echelons of the Order of Indos, their relationship with a mythical people. Chrysalians, inhabitants of a lost city below the lake. The way there has been sealed for a millennia. He researched all sorts of things, and he wanted to uncover the truth, so I have... If I don't keep records of the truth, she's kind of looking at you, Langston, who will? But...
I understand.
Kind of refocuses a little bit. It was about 1,000 years ago that Fano began to fall into disarray. That's not a coincidence. It can't be. My father was researching and searching for a mythical ancient druid named Gilgazo. She starts pacing around the room, who had a strong bond with one of the Chrysalian patriarchs. According to his writings, my father believed that Gilgazo held all the answers. He thought that this druid, the return of this druid, would mean the restoration of Fano. And she looks again at everybody and at you, Langston, for questioning some of the needs for this. If they don't want the truth, you can understand why they don't want this either. And Locke, you looked through this book.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two of the words that she's saying is familiar to you. You saw the word Chrysalian.
Mm-hmm.
But also a lot of this you didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And you're putting together that the scribblings, the markings and such, maybe it was codified of some kind, or otherwise, because there was a lot more written in that book that didn't make it was just gibberish, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She stops pacing around and spins to face you all. It might look like the foolish scribblings of an old man, but I assure you my father was terribly wise. A grounded man, and at his core a seeker of knowledge. I have two reasons I know he didn't base his query on some wild abstraction. First, this book is inked in riddles, written in languages and metaphors well beyond my learning. It contains sensitive information about powerful people and profound revelations concerning long-forgotten mysteries. He had to shroud every word he penned. The second reason, as well, it has broken me. She starts to cry again. I suspect my father dug too deep. In his relentless quest, I believe he uncovered too many dangerous truths, and drawn the ire of those sitting atop the Indonesian order. I curse myself for uttering these words, but I can no longer bear to hold this vile truth in the pit of my stomach. They murdered him. not why I'm in possession of this book. She bows her head and looks at the book in her arms. There's a quiet for a moment. And then she lifts her head and looks at you all. And you see some heat in her eyes, fire behind them. I exhausted myself nearly to the point of death trying to decipher his mysteries. I must be on my way soon. I have a heavy price to pay for the help I received. So much knowledge came from a mere 3 pages, and within those pages held the most crucial detail of all. The location of Gilgazo. The druid can be found deep in a dreadful grotto across the treacherous Broken Top Bay. Places few brave souls would dare endure. Will you help me? It is with him, I believe, just as my father did, that the hope of Fano arises. If anyone knows the truth about my father's fate, it's him.
You see Langston is just bawling, just in tears, just full on. And Ida is just looking at him like, you poor.
Sam.
What's wrong with you? Just like
she hops off your shoulder like, I am not associated with this.
You're just a sucker for a pretty face, aren't you? He's just like, of course I'll help you, Fawn. Whatever you need.
And Hex sort of nods a moment and then says, do you not fear with the arrival of this druid that war would come to Fano? People who want things to stay as they are will not take kindly to that, and you could be caught between them. Who's to say this druid, why has this druid not come to help, to aid so far?
I don't know, but I know you haven't been here long. But look at the streets, look at the walks, the paths you walked to get here. There's already a war here. But it's not one that's fair or fought. It's just destroying the people that are here. And you think back to the kids that were so desperate for anything. And how off their priorities seemed to be.
So this is rock bottom.
As you can tell, the shop above, I'm already caught in the middle of things. It's just a matter of time. They're suspicious of me and I need to leave. But if you can help me, then maybe there's hope.
Always hope.
If, yeah, we've only been here for just a couple hours, and there's been creepy horses, there's been people stealing books, there's been people destroying shops.
That was us.
Oh, damn it. Are we? Takes off his mask.
Am I the drama?
Yeah, we can't be the drama. No. Locke says, if there's one thing that I really can't stand, it's if people in power abusing that and taking freedoms and rights and power away from others, and it sounds like that's sort of what's going on here. And he sort of looks up to the ceiling, which is the floor where the Siren Inquisitors were.
Yeah.
And he says, if it's help you need, I'll sign up. Even if it's just at the very least, it sounds like a good adventure.
You see her kind of sigh shakily with relief, and then she kind of looks over towards Kay.
Okay, we'll kind of take one step forward, glance back at everyone else in here, and very nonchalantly, but with a smile on their face, say, well, don't have much better to do. So yeah.
Hey.
I don't know if Kay sees it, but Locke smiles very, very broadly. Yes, yes, coming with us.
Yeah, Hex is sort of like watching all of this as if it's happening to like other people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And she sort of realizes she's the only one who hasn't agreed to do this yet.
All
and
eyes.
the
And
go
Hex,
ahead.
to just bring it to you,
Yeah.
there are things of interest that were said in her explanations. And in particular, the Chrysalians, this lost city.
Yeah.
And you feel that there's a connection to Merkwa.
And she kind of knows all of this, and like there's her like talk about her father while Langston is getting sad, she is hardening like a diamond in like the shadows leaning against the wall. And by the time this is all over, it's not disguised self, but the mask that you all know of like I'm fine and everything's fine sort of washes over her, and she says, well, let's face it, you need me. It would be a horrible shame if I didn't honor you with my presence in this group. So I guess you could say I'm in.
Locke
You
is
hear
like
snorts from both
bouncing.
Ida and Langston at the same time. It's just like identical snorts. Just
And Locke is just very excited. Like, yes, the gang's all here. What's happening?
Langston's like, yeah.
I got this.
Locke's like, this is my hero adventure.
True.
So, you seem strong and resourceful. You'll need to find passage. You need someone. You're going to need the ship, and you're going to need a captain brave enough to go there. Broken Top Bay is not. In a way, it makes sense that he's there because it's not somewhere people go. But I can. She kind of turns around, shuffles through some of her things, and grabs a hefty coin pouch. I can pay you up front 500 gold to help get a captain, to pay the captain. If you secure passage, find Gilgazo and bring him back to Fano. I will do everything else I can to thank you.
Just see Langston's face just get super red.
Under her breath, you just hear "down, boy," like just like behind you, because she can already see this sort of like thing up. Like,
no.
Also, completely oblivious to this, although Mayfair is not, and you see kind of like, just Mayfair's been kind of standing in the back and just looks away, like, Mayfair kind of steps forward and goes, and may I point out it may be wise. Oh, same accent. May I point out it may be wise to get out of town for a while, anyways.
Why?
Missing Spearans are sure to arouse some suspicion.
like the biggest, most annoyed sigh ever from Hex, and she goes, "Yeah, that checks out." Like, and she looks at Langston and sort of like elbows you playfully in the upper arm, and she goes, "Be careful, you don't want to fall in love with someone everywhere we go."
It's not like
what?
Nope.
Like Fawn kind of just like, huh?
Yeah. she gives you like the biggest wink ever.
What's the biggest wink? Yeah. Like, so Shafan kind of looks around. So, like holding this pouch, so you'll do it.
This will help you.
If it means we can bring help to the people who need it, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
She's like reaching for the pouch. She's like, "Yes, help to the people who need it."
No, we don't.
I'll take that. Thank you.
And so, and kind of stepping forward, maybe blocking Hex off from the money, but yeah. So once again, kind of overcome with the gratefulness and kind of once another tear kind of rolling down her cheek. And she goes to give this thing and you know that moment where you're like, oh, 2 people are coming for it. No Langston. Okay. And so she turns to you, Langston, and hands you the thing. So she hands you the pouch and she grasps your hands in hers and looks at you and says, thank you so much. Truly, you don't know how brave and meaningful this is to not just me, but all of Fano. Thank you. And she reaches down and kind of into a pocket of her dress and pulls out a little... Oh, sorry. She actually just takes it off of her own wrist. A little bracelet. Oh. And hands it over to you. This has always brought my family luck.
Everything's happening so fast.
Now you and Father
Langston doesn't know what to do.
I hope it brings you luck as well. And
this is your family's. I can't take this. But...
No, it's you're doing this for my family. It is only right. I believe it glows around onyx. That's what I was told. It's just something. But here, take it. And so she kind of hands you and pushes that into your other hand that's not holding the pouch, and holds your hand for another second and lets it go.
Also, when she said it glows around onyx, you also hear Ida snort again. Onyx.
A lesser gem.
Ida does try to go and kind of interested in the bauble.
It's not
trying to. She kind of snaps annoyed at you,
whispering in Draconic. It's not for your hoard. It's my hoard.
You see her eyeing it like she is. You're gonna have to be careful. She's gonna definitely try to grab that at some point. She steps back and kind of looks over everybody and in a sort of kind of sweeping gesture one more time says, thank you. I would like Mayfair to go with you. She has accumulated knowledge about the book and about these things that can prove useful.
The one that's been giving me the evil eye.
Has she?
The plot. She thinking.
I made it up. There we go.
I was like, she gave Hex an evil eye because sex, but
sex.
Listen.
But she can help you, and she can go with you. I will go. But if this is the case, we should move quickly because it's not long before the shop will be noticed.
She goes, I'm no stranger to running from the law. I suppose we should make our way out of here and out of town, maybe camp nearby until we can...
Mayfair steps forward and says, if it is a captain that you have to secure, that we have to secure, then I suggest we head to the Bluefin. If there's anyone around here that will brave the bay, it will be difficult to find, but that will be where we find it.
Perfect. A drink, she says, and begins moving for the stairs.
Yes.
And you head up the stairs, and Mayfair hangs back to talk to Fawn, and you see them kind of clasping hands and leaning close to each other. And Mayfair seems to be talking carefully and maybe very much like a maternal, you're going to go, just you can have your stuff, kind of just taking care because Fawn is leaving, and you sense this sort of protectiveness and concern that goes from that scene, and then as you head up,
I think Langston would be the last to leave. He'd just be like, "Please be careful, Fawn."
She looks at you with this like
cloak behind him.
this moment.
No, I can't fall in love too fast. No.
I love this melodramaticness. Yes, excellent.
So
and Mayfair pulls away and steps forward with you all. Fawn is left at the bookshop, but as you see her put her hood up. Oh, hello, camera. What's up?
I thought you were becoming Mayfair.
Yeah, I was.
What a cool dissolve.
Transforming. Ta-da. Well, how cool would it be if I turned my camera off and on and it was just like somebody else?
That would have been pro status.
I would be. So she's left in the shop, but she's wearing a traveling cloak. She pulls her hood up. And you all exit the shop with the broken jangling of a bell from a shattered door. And a few moments later, you hear it again as you start walking down the street in one direction, and you turn to look and you see Fawn, or the receding figure of Fawn, heading in the other opposite direction. The lights of the bookshop not glowing and not pouring out warmth onto the street anymore. As you step out and head on your way, Mayfair leads the way. There's a torrential rain that has soaked the streets, leaving the smooth black puddles reflecting moonlight as it has turned dark. Turning away one last time, Mayfair kind of lingers, and you see her kind of stare for a moment at the receding figure of Fawn before she just winces at the rainfall and pulls her hood up, shakes her head, and heads down the street that descends back towards the waters, back towards the docks. The subtle smell of fish and wood oil carries along with the draft in the air. There's a distant flap of a sail, and as you walk over time, you hear a belly laugh reverberating in the stillness, and it seems like the sound of a place beginning to grow familiar as you approach the Lakeport docks once again.
The site of our greatest victory.
And as you go and head your way to the Bluefin Tavern, as it's night and closer to the waters, there's a veil of heavy mist that clings to the lake's dark waters. Waves gently break against the wooden dock, and down a planked pathway, murmuring voices of nearby merchants can be heard through the din of bloated, moored vessels bumping against the pilings and the strained groans of tightening ropes. A comforting sound to you, Locke.
We're going sailing!
Between the Tetha Cathedral and twin lofts, littered with broken chimneys and weathered stone ramparts, stands a peculiar sight that you approach. This looks like the remains of a once grand theater. The casualty seems to have been a huge blast, as the structure's roof is canopied with large cuts of canvas stretching from the sturdier pieces of debris of the theater's pinnacle. It's like the roof was basically blown off this place. Whoa. And canvas is kind of covering it now instead. There are glowing lanterns hanging atop rusty poles poking through the tatters, illuminating the hazy gloom. There's muffled voices from within the tavern as they grow clearer. In the distance, a fiddler scratches a rousing melody as the sound of a flagon tumbling to the floor evokes more belly laughs from the rowdy patrons. The doorless entrance is wide and breezy, and a wooden sign poorly slung above the opening reads, the bluefin. And as you approach the next chapter of this story is where we will end tonight.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Heck yeah.
And
Good
we
job.
don't
you
have
would.
to wait a month to play again, which is the best part.